Hello, my Gemini and Gemini rising friends. Sandra from ForYourG.com, and this is your monthly outlook with me and my tarot and the angel message cards for November of 2020. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I do 2 drawings per month. One is a zodiac drawing where one zodiac receives a full 12 card spread free here on YouTube. Otherwise, we do halfsies where I give you half of this 12 card spread, but basically I have 27 cards on the table. We go through 15 of them here on YouTube. The rest you can find below in the description box, and I will tell you before I turn off this YouTube video what you will get in the extended reading. But here on YouTube we go through your first house, which is where you're at now. We look at your money and your stuff. We look at your siblings and communication. We look at your home and your father. We look at your social circle and your dating life, your work and health. And then before I go to the extended reading, I look and see what signs are around you as far as relationship goes for the month of November. And it looks like you guys have pulled the melting pot as far as signs that are around you in your 7th house go. And we'll get to that at the end of this reading. And also, okay, so the second drawing that I do is I draw a lucky YouTube subscriber to win a free email reading with me with the cards of truth. Now that's something completely different than what I do here. The cards of truth are spot on, detailed, and shockingly accurate, which is why I give it out once a month. I want many people to experience the cards of truth at least one time in their life so they can say they've done it. Okay, and don't forget to click on the subscription or the notification bell, rather. I announce my winners for the lucky YouTube subscriber in the weekly collective, and you never know which one I'm going to announce it, so you want to make sure that you watch all of those weeklies and listen for your name, or your YouTube channel name, rather, so that you can accept your prize if you're the winner. First house, rest and rejuvenate. So it looks like the Geminis have not been getting enough rest lately, and more rest is required. Now it also appears that you guys have been given information about this already because the angels are telling you to take action on the situation. So I don't know if that means set a timer to, start getting ready for bed, or, whatever the issue here is, maybe it's you've decided to start taking naps, or you've decided to, back off of some housework, or whatever this is. But they're telling you to take action today to get more rest because you are tired here starting the month of November. And, Geminis have a tendency to burn the candle at both ends, right? You guys are action Jacksons. Second house, mental conflict. So this is about your money and your stuff. This is someone that's usually throwing you mixed signals, saying one thing, doing another. But in the money house, I've seen this card mean many times that you are confused about what to do with your money. Maybe you're confused about a purchase that you think you need to make. Maybe you're confused about an investment. It hasn't turned out the way that you want it to, and you are thinking of pulling it out and putting it somewhere else, or the sale, or the purchase of property. Obviously the sale would yield money coming into you, not quite sure what to do with it. And the angel message here is Francesca saying to visualize the highest and best possible outcome, because the more that you focus on the negativity or the worry that this confusion provides, the more you are creating something that is a problem. So put all of your focus here in November on positive outcomes to your money and your stuff, and receiving the money that you want and need, okay? All right, third house, siblings and communication. Pause. This is my pause card, patience and planning. The pillars remind me of the pause symbol on a TV remote. Does it not? See, because of the glare there. Okay, so we are in a Mercury retrograde in November for the first portion of the month. Now, this might mean that you feel like you have difficulty communicating important matters. And if that's the case, instead of hammering your point home, it's important that most of you hold off on it. And if you can, right? Sometimes you can't, you got to do what you got to do. But if you can wait until Mercury goes direct, that's what this card is advising you. Now, for others of you, this is going to be talking about your sibling, brother, sister-in-law, maybe stepbrother or sister could be going through something right now where they want something to happen, they want it, and lots of people are too, because of all the planets that are in retrograde right now. Things are not happening in the time and the way that people are expecting to. They expect it to go on like normal, and it's just not right now. Most people are in a state of pause. This is a time to prepare for what's next. Now, this card actually says patience, right? Now, look at the angel message for this house. So you guys got patience twice here. So this is either talking about your communication or it's talking about something with your brother, sister, that you may talk to them and say to them, hey, there's something about divine timing right now. If you feel blocked right now, it's because it's not supposed to happen. Patience is required at this time. All right, let's move on to your fourth house, house of home. Sometimes your father can show up in the fourth house. This is a good message, 9 of Cups. In traditional tarot, fulfillment of wishes. You're getting what you want here. Your father could also be getting what he wants too. Now, you know, usually this is a card of necessity in that you're getting all of your needs, right? Maybe not pie in the sky wishes, but nevertheless, this is a great message for your house of home. Now, if you want to move, that is definitely a possibility. You know, even if you're not packing up your stuff and moving in November, there's definitely a possibility for you to move in the next few months. And I'm saying that because you pulled the Mystique message here in this angel deck, and this says, keep moving ahead. Do not take no for an answer. This is like the Chariot card for me in traditional tarot. It is the card of movement, and sometimes it means physically moving. And because you pulled this in your fourth house, you know, I cannot rule that out for all of you, Gemini, Gemini rising. The last line in this card says, expect miraculous solutions to appear. You know, so if this is something that you want, it's available to you, but you do have to keep putting forth your efforts. Okay. Now, speaking of action, you Geminis are never boring, are you? Fifth house, social circle, dating life. Sometimes it can rule. One of your children can show up here. Triumph is the Knight of Swords for me in traditional tarot. It means swift action needs to be taken here. So perhaps you need to take some, if you're a single Gemini, you need to take some swift action in your dating life. And, you know, social circle, someone in your social circle, there's some sort of thing that you need to take care of here. Or maybe this is your child, that they need to take some action here. Swoop in, take action, swift action is required. And you pulled a double message. You twins, I tell you. Adriana is here to say you are being guided by your guides and your angels and your higher power. They're giving you specific messages of what needs to happen here. You are being told and reminded to follow this advice because this is actually an answer to your prayer, Gemini. Okay? So pay attention to them, and that could even be in a dream. It could come in dream time. So pay attention to your dreams that you get in November, and especially the ones that are about someone that you've met in your dating life, someone that you're dating, or a friend of yours. Typically, it's not a close friend, because if it were a close friend, like a best friend, that would show up in your 11th house, which we'll get to in the extended reading. This is the last house we're going to do on YouTube, and it is a doozy. So 6th house in the month of November, this rules your work, this rules your health. For the majority of you, this card is talking about your work. The karma card is it's a heavy duty card now. It's going to mean something different from each one of you, for each one of you. It could mean that you meet someone at your job that you've known in a previous lifetime. That's huge, and you will know it immediately because you will recognize something about them. They look so familiar to you. They sound familiar to you. Their mannerisms are familiar to you, but you know you've never met them in this lifetime. That's the recognition from a past lifetime. That comes pre-programmed, by the way, when we're born. That image, that recognition, that familiarity. For some of you, this could mean that, I'm just trying to give examples here because I'm not going to be spot on with this karma card. Whenever karma comes up, I mean, it could be a big deal for better or worse, right? For some of you, you could actually lose a job in November. And if that's the case, then you have to know that that was divinely orchestrated because you weren't supposed to be there. You're actually supposed to be somewhere else. Now, for some of you, you could change jobs in November. Maybe you're already in the process of changing jobs now. Maybe you're putting applications in as I record this in October, and you actually move to a different job. I pulled a different message in career, so I don't think that you're changing careers in the month of November, but that could be in the cards for some of you in the future later on. And I'm saying that because you did pull the school card here. So maybe some of you are teachers. Maybe, you know, for some of you that are losing or changing jobs, need to go back to school, and you've known that you've needed to sign up for school for quite some time and you just haven't done it yet because you've been so busy working, right? This year of 2020, from what I have seen, and particularly what I saw in the yearly forecasts, if you go back in my YouTube channel, you'll see that posted in December. I think I posted them for 2020. 2020 meant career changes for many of you. And for some of you, it does involve a move, a physical relocation to a far distance where you're at. May or may not be work related. But basically, at the end of this transition period, we are all going to be in a much better and happier career and job than before this transition happened, before this 2020. The astrology is unlike anything we've ever seen in our lifetimes. The last time we had something like this on this planet was 500 years ago. Okay, we're about to take it to the extended reading. In the extended reading, we're going to go through your relationship house, which I pulled a very, very rare message in the relationship house. I'm not saying it doesn't ever show up, but it does show up on a rare occasion. For those of you that are looking for a relationship that isn't necessarily love and romance, it appears to be here for you. And I'll go over that in the extended reading. But before I do that, I'm going to give you all the signs that are around you, both physically and energetically, so that you guys know. Your 8th house, we're going to go through 8th house, obviously also in the extended reading. That's going to involve your intimacy, life, taxes, legal matters, the source of your significant other's income if you guys have that. We're going to look at your school for those of you that are enrolled in school, and your vacations, which is a very, very, very interesting card and could be shocking to some of you. We're going to look at your career and your mother. We're going to look at your house of children and best friendships, and we're going to look at your future card, which happens in February. Now, the signs that I pulled for you for your 7th house, you guys have a melting pot here. Literally nine signs showed up here. We've got Capricorn, we've got Virgo, we've got Taurus, we've got Scorpio, we've got Cancer, we've got Pisces, we've got Libra, we've got Aqua, and we've got another Gemini. Is that enough for you? Make sure you know the sign of the chart of your person, rather, because sometimes people show up as their moon, sometimes people show up as their ascendant or their Venus rather than the sun sign, and sometimes they show up as all 4. I've seen that lately. So thank you so much for being here, Gemini, and if you're interested, I'll see you in the extended reading. If this is where we part, I'll see you in December.